Hey all, welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Bytes. We have a bunch of tidbits to share with you, so let's get started. To kick it off, AMD's launched their Polaris 30-based Radeon RX 590 GPU. AMD doesn't plan to launch a reference design, and instead is relying on partners such as ASUS, XFX, PowerColor, and Sapphire to provide boards to consumers. After reading through some reviews, I can say that the RX 590 is a solid GTX 1060 killer. That's right, it kicks the 1060's butt. It's only about 2.5 years late to the party though. The GTX 1060 came out in 2016, July 2016 to be exact. It's 2018 AMD. Why are you still launching cards to compete with last generation's GPUs? Shouldn't you be launching a Vega 64 successor? It's late 2018. Don't launch anything if you don't have it. Instead, postpone until you have something that goes head-to-head with the RTX cards. Take out the ray tracing element, the RTX cards are still killer cards. Come on AMD, pull it together. Facebook also made some news this week. Do you want to start with the Facebook portal or Facebook execs should only use Android phones? Let's go with the latter. Facebook execs were allegedly told to use Android devices instead of iPhones as their work phones. Some see this as a slight against Apple, but Facebook remains adamant that they have long recommended Android devices over iPhones because Android is better. Facebook maintains that this is a recommendation for the executive team and not an enforceable policy. That would definitely be the wrong move. In other Facebook news, this week Facebook exclusively launched their Portal devices in the USA. These devices put security at the forefront and even include a little plastic camera cover in the box. I can't tell you the last time I received a plastic camera cover in my new laptop box or cell phone. So, security is certainly something that they're at least thinking about. We here at Bytesector would love to get our hands on one of those, the Portal or the Portal Plus, or both of them, and rip it apart and see what we can figure out and whether it is actually secure for the end user or whether this is just marketing fluff to make users feel safe using these devices and putting them in their homes. Hopefully, we'll get one soon. Facebook has told us that there's no timeline to release these devices outside the United States yet, and as such, being in Canada, we're not going to get a device anytime soon. Google is pushing out their famed Night Sight feature to Pixel and Pixel 2 camera users. It's not bad. I received my update last night. I went and tested it in a couple spots. I was pretty impressed with some low light conditions, but I did find that you do need to have a light source somewhere close by to the dark spot that you're trying to photograph. Google's also making news this week with rumors flying around of a budget Pixel 3 device. Sounds interesting. It will certainly have bezels top and bottom. Sorry guys, but budget devices just aren't bezel-less yet. It will apparently, and this is treat this with the utmost skepticism, it will reportedly have a built-in headphone jack. Do you remember the days when headphone jacks were built into cell phones and it was a given? Now I have to think about it. Does it come with a dongle? Do my existing headphones work? Do I have to buy new headphones? Should I just buy Bluetooth headphones so I don't even have to think about a dongle or a cable? Jeez, life is so complicated now. The headphone jack, who knew it had that kind of potential to screw with our lives? In game news this week, Civilization 6 launched for the first time on a console. Not sure how that's going to play, but to all you Civ 6 fans who prefer console over PC, have a great time. I'll stick with my mouse and keyboard. Fallout 76 launched this week. It's out of beta. It's still buggy. Still being victimized by hackers. I mean, nobody's surprised, but I think we all expected a higher quality on a launch issue. Possibly the most exciting game news to come out this week comes out of EA. They have announced that the Command & Conquer series is being remastered. That's right, Command & Conquer. The original Command & Conquer and Red Alert. They're going to be remastering both games and all of the add-on packs, and you're going to get 4K goodness, updated graphics, and best of all, no micro purchases in-game. No microtransactions, no in-game content that you have to buy to be able to enjoy. It's just a remastering of the original games. And I have to say that's exciting. Possibly the most interesting part of this announcement isn't the 4K graphics, but for all you closet CNC fans out there, this may be the first release that we can all get excited about, because EA is deciding to work very closely with some of the original designers from Westwood Studios who actually designed Command & Conquer and Command & Conquer Red Alert way back in the mid-90s. That's right, they might not actually screw this up. But I mean, there's still time. It's not coming out tomorrow. So, hopefully, we have a 4K game that we can look forward to. Lastly, we're 1 week away from Black Friday. That means that this time next Friday, everyone who's watching this is going to feel a little poorer. They're going to be looking at their brand new TV, or maybe their new camera, or their new console, their new graphics card. And you're also going to be a little terrified of looking at your credit card statement. And you're going to be like, I'll look at that another time. I don't need to feel totally depressed about things. But you know what? That's a problem for next Friday's you. Not this Friday's you. This Friday's you's like, how can I spend the money I don't have? What do I need that's going to go on sale? And what do I want that I don't need? Anyways, it's time to sign off. You guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons as your mouse drifts towards that top right-hand corner and the red X up there. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do, and we'll see you all next week for another recap of next week's news.